And welcome to the finale of Kirby Squeak Squad. Yes, we're already at the end game. Yeah, this is kind of a shorty, but we're gonna have some bonus content to cover, so it'll even out in the end. Okay, so we are in Halberd. It's not particularly based on any other Kirby game, oddly enough. It is still technically the Halberd, but it's not aesthetically similar to in Superstar or anything like that. So if you haven't played Superstar, don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. But if you have played Superstar, don't worry, because you're not just experiencing deja vu and experiencing the same level again that from the previous game. And yes, life counter reset, and also our health meter is reset because I did the same mistake as last time and accidentally selected the level before I was ready to start the video. Seems to be becoming a theme. I just wanted to show this off because I think it's cool. Let's do this, and we have a Thunder Sword. So it has both Spark and Sword attributes. Oddly enough, these platforms don't drop. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. It'd be much more exciting. This level as is kind of eh. I mean, it's cool looking, but it's kind of, yeah, not that challenging. A little storage room kind of thing here. You can jump out the barrel. You can also wiggle around inside the barrel, but I don't know what this does. A jumps out. Just damage boosted through. Who the heck cares about full health? Not trying to be perfectionists here. Crap. I went through the wrong door. You're supposed to go up, not upright. So we may have to replay the level now. But you may also notice that there's only like not a whole lot of room for levels. This is kind of a shorty of a world, which is one of my big complaints actually about this final world, is it's really short. There we go. So you need fire. Spit this out because I don't need it. Come on. I've heard the gamepad is a little bit unresponsive with DS games, and I definitely feel like I'm experiencing that. So if you saw a melting effect, it's because there are metal blocks there, so you can actually do it without lighting the candle. I just did it because I wanted to. Here we have the second treasure. It is kind of a fun one, actually. It's kind of a race against time, but not really. Actually, I'm thinking of a different aspect. Well, I mean, the platforms are collapsing, but it's like you can fly, so there's no actual sense of danger involved. And this is actually the way out, if I should also point out. And we have another encounter with the Squeaks. Now, this is actually one of the easiest ones, in my opinion, to lose the treasure chest by accident. So I'm gonna play it a little bit on the safe side here. Wait till it stops, and then crap. I just got killed because of that. Because I couldn't. You can't fly when you can't fly when you have the treasure. So we just lost both, might I add. So I'm gonna finish up and then actually do a cut, because this level tends to actually, this is a bit on the long side, so I don't want to show the whole thing in its entirety again. So we'll be back when we have the other treasure. But for now, I just want to point out that we got more soundtrack. That's really grand. See you in a moment. And we're back. So that only took about 4 tries. That's the most I've had to replay a level, and this is actually pretty standard. This level kind of sucks. It's probably my least favorite level in the game, not gonna lie. I feel like the lead up to the split path part is just so long that if you mess something up, and like if you lose the chest is spinny, you have to replay a lot of the. It's like, okay, what I'm trying to say is it's a long level for a level that you will most likely have to backtrack at least once for, whether because you lose a treasure chest or because you didn't stop the cannon at the right point. It's just kind of grating, and I don't really like it. Okay, so now we're officially in space. Much better music if you ask me. I don't really like this game's rendition of the legendary air ride. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's just kind of bland. This music, it sounds a little bit better. It's at least original music, so that's one plus. So we have a block climb. Lucky for me, I have another cutter power up. Bada bing, bada boom. Wow, I took out that guy by accident. So yeah, just steer the cutter through here. Make short work of them. Hit this block up here and you actually reveal a hidden path. So this is introducing a new mechanic. Using the switches to open doors. Problem. One will actually drop the boulder, and it should be pretty obvious that the boulder one is the one that actually is sealing the treasure chest. So that's a little bit too obvious if you ask me. Like if there were two boulders, then you could have a legitimate challenge. Also, the ninja power-up allows you to walk on water, so it might be kind of good for this area. I personally prefer just going through it the old-fashioned way. Corridos are still invincible. I somehow still attack them anyway. Okay, so grab this power-up, and we're back to... Ouch. Well, I was gonna say we're back to full health, but we got hit again. I don't know why there's... Voice crack. I don't know why there's water in space. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Though it makes sense that the water is sort of clumpy, because it's like, well, there's no gravity, so it's just kind of floating there. So it kind of makes sense physically, but it's also kind of weird at the same time. So we have Storo basically destroying this block maze. And thankfully for us, we could also destroy the block maze. It probably should have been like the gray blocks, because you would have a worse chance of possibly being able to break through those, unless you'd have to actually go through the maze, so that feels like an oversight to me. But oh well, we are done with this. 8-3 is a maze, so we're gonna get lost a little bit. So we completed a ghost medal. We'll go over this a little more, but you actually have ghost enemies now. Ghosts let you possess enemies. It's like a special copy ability where you can like possess other enemies. It's only in this game, I think. We also got enough items to basically unlock a special little power-up zone, which we'll be going over in extras. To be honest, it's not really that worth showing. It's just basically a room with all the power-ups, but I want to show it anyway. Yes, I know I'm playing carelessly. At this point, we're at the end game, so like, why the heck not? It's like this song sounds a lot like the Legendary Air Ride song, but it sounds so much better to me. Though it feels a little bit generic, I will say that much. So with the laser power-up, you can actually go through these blocks here. If you charge up all the way, or not. I thought you could do that with the laser. Maybe it's only the UFO where you can do that with the beam. So the UFO does have like a combination of powers, including laser and spark. So that's something to keep in mind. Got a mini boss against the animal boss again. And his power-up is actually required to get everything in this level, so that's convenient for us. Now this is a maze, I'm just gonna put that as plainly as I can. Not a good maze if you ask me, it's kind of an annoying maze. It's kind of hard to figure out where to go sometimes. Like, again, as I've said, this is one of my most replayed games, yet I still don't know this maze at all. And that's kind of an achievement. Can we clip through the... Nope. Won't let us. Oh, we can. Okay, so that is actually a time saver. Because it allows us to get the treasure chest a tad earlier than we were supposed to. Because you're supposed to go around, I think, but you don't have to. And now there's the problem with just getting to the treasure chest. Which is easier said than done. I think we're kind of on the right path, but I don't know for sure. I don't think we are, actually. What was the ladder for? Because there's a ladder over there. What's that for? I don't actually know. Maybe it's just a shortcut if you don't want to explore, but then again, I don't know why you wouldn't want to explore all this, because even if you weren't interested in the treasures, there's still the possibility of good healing items, like maximum tomatoes, like would come in handy. And this is what the switch does, it raises this. But again, you're not I don't think you really intended to hit the switch from below the blocks, so you have to go kind of around and sort of a roundabout pathway to get to it. But, yeah, you can actually just do that. And you can kind of see where the path converges there. So yeah, we did not do that as intended. And here we have an icy area. I did not mean to inhale both of them, unfortunately. Fire, I think you need fire here, actually. Or something. Ow. Trying to remember something, actually, about this area, but it's not coming to mind. I thought there was a chest in this area where you have to do that, but I don't see anything like that here. I feel like we're already at the end, so I feel like we missed something. Yeah, it looks like we missed something. Oh well. Maybe it's over here. It's either that last room or in this room. I can't actually remember. So it could, yeah, it could very well be in this room, for all I know. Okay, dodge those guys. Oh shoot. We want to keep our firepower as long as possible, just in case my original hunch was right. It should be kind of around, yeah, this is looking familiar now. And there it is. Okay, so hidden door. Go inside, and we have another treasure chest, as one might expect. So I'm gonna use that cherry we just picked up and randomize the item. It got a maximum tomato, which doesn't actually help us at all. So we had this extra life sitting around, but we're not gonna really find any more of those. So we might as well just go to the end. Okay, so Doc, you actually have to fight him, so that's kind of a drag. I prefer not fighting him, but at least we can show UFO. The benefit of the UFO scroll is it creates that little spark rotating around, so it's like a shield of sorts. Ow. I forgot you can't enter doors while charging up a laser, apparently. But that is actually the last stage in the game, believe it or not. Yeah, this game's a little bit on the short side. So we got our last life extension, which is basically on cue at this point because, like, it's the last level. And we're actually still missing 2 treasure chests. And they're both from here, actually. So they give us an assortment of power-ups, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of these. I'm not really crazy about using Cutter in this battle, just because it's pretty tough to get a lock on them. If you have Tornado, I mean, if you go to the island and use Tornado, it's actually a super easy boss fight. It's because it's basically just Doge Part 2. And you saw how Tornado destroyed him last time, so... Also, I'm not worried about taking damage, because this is like the final boss and stuff, so we don't really need to worry. Besides, we have a maximum tomato, that's really why I'm not worried. Come on. Yeah, he's basically an upgraded version of the fight from before, but it's still not challenging. He's just got the little star rod thing now. I don't even know what that's actually called. Triple star, I think? Hence, like 3 times star rod, basically. But yeah, see, this is why Tornado's good for this fight, because he just zips around so much. It's hard to keep him still, so it's just easier to just chase him with Tornado than with a UFO or a Cutter. But we're done. Approximately now. Except he dodged. And I got hit by a fire column. Let's just use Cutter, just to clear out an inventory space. Just because, why not? So we don't actually need that, just saying. Get rid of that. And we have an unconscious Squeak here, but we had the triple star more importantly. And we're thrown into this little labyrinthine kind of thing. Not a labyrinth, it's more like this little mini level. And we got a second maximum tomato. Trust me, you'll probably want to have a second one. At least one is probably going to be sufficient, but having two on hand never hurts. You get a cherry automatically here, so don't use the maximum tomatoes too zealously, too overzealously. We're actually low in health, and the other item won't heal it all the way, so we might as well just use the... Oh, this one right there. Never mind. The music here is also pretty good, and I think it's also there's a reprise in the final boss as well. So this is our arena, which is very not Kirby-like. And we have to fight another giant eyeball, because it's a Kirby thing. You have the triple star, which is basically an upgraded version of the Star Rod with, like, drones surrounding you to take out like stragglers that are trying to attack you from sides. So that's kind of cool, but I don't know. If you were fighting him without the triple star, which I don't know why you wouldn't, you would have to inhale the stars and then spit them back out. I tried that on a practice run, and it didn't go well. Let's just put it that way, because it's hard to get a line, get a shot at him. Yeah, see, that's why it's good to have triple star, just as a defensive thing as well. You switch his forms too, to different elementals. Ow. Okay. Hold still. Is he even gonna do his elemental attack? Like, seriously. Because he really doesn't seem to be wanting to. He never even got off his elemental attack, just wanted to point that out. He has fire, ice, and electricity attacks, but he didn't even bother to use them at all. That was kind of a waste. But that was actually the final boss, so we are now done with the game. The treasure chest was the prison of Dark Nebula, ruler of the underworld. Meta Knight knew the secret of this chest and fought Kirby to prevent Dark Nebula from being released. The Squeaks decided to look elsewhere for treasure. They've left for parts unknown. Looks like peaceful return to the land. But where did that slice of strawberry shortcake disappear to? Thoughts of the lost snack fill Kirby's head as he goes home. And that's actually how it ends. So that was Kirby Squeak Squad, a surprisingly short LP. I think it turned out okay, other than World 3 being kind of rambling. It's not the best Kirby game, I will fully admit that, but it's just one of those games that's just super nostalgic, even though it's not, like, a masterpiece, if that makes any sense. But I had a lot of fun replaying it for, like, the 10th, 11th time. Maybe more than that, probably more than that, actually. I played this game a lot when I was younger. Oh, Natsume was involved. That's a little bit surprising, actually. They do the Harvest Moon games. So, what else can I say in the meantime? I felt like my gameplay was getting kind of shoddy towards the end. I was sort of rushing. So that was a little bit of a problem, but not too bad on the whole. It was definitely a fun game to play through, and we will have maybe one or two more videos just of bonus content. I feel like the ending is a little bit anticlimactic. Like, it lacks the punch of, like, Superstar or Adventure or Amazing Mirror. It just feels kind of bleh. So that's a minor complaint I have. It's not a game changer or game ender or something, but it is definitely noticeable that the ending is kind of weak, especially with the final world being only 3 levels. I felt like they could have done a lot more with space, but they really didn't. Felt like they could have done more with Meta Knight and more with story in general. That's part of the reason why Epic Yarn is one of my favorite Kirby games, because it actually has such a decent narrative thread, no pun intended, throughout. So, definitely gonna get to Epic Yarn eventually. I'm gonna put Kirby to rest for a little bit, though. Just don't want to play too much Kirby all in a row. So, yeah, thank you for watching this LP. And, I don't know what to say because I don't know how much longer the credits are. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me back tomorrow for more Kirby's Squeak Squad. A short while later. A delectable strawberry shortcake arrives to Kirby from the Squeaks. Perhaps it's an apology for all of the trouble they caused. But Kirby doesn't really care why they sent it. It's snack time. With shortcake waiting to be munched, Kirby is truly happy at last.